And welcome to Geek Flick.
Get Sean's face.
I know. Sean's very bored by our review tonight. But we went back to the theater this week to see Alien Romulus. So why don't we play the trailer for them before we get into the synopsis and the... I mean, nobody really was in it that we actually all know, so let's go in the trailer.
I'm gonna do this.
First of all, the graphically stunning.
There she is.
You weren't
Everything-
ready to steal highly regulated
great.
equipment.
This could be our only ticket out of here. Should be in and out in 30 minutes.
So everybody's so dead. Like you just know.
Mother 9000.
This place gives me the creeps.
What the hell is this?
I don't know.
So gross.
Nasty.
They made face
fuck
hugs
was that?
so much worse in this movie than they've ever
I
been.
know. You know, it's funny because
really did.
I always thought they were gross.
Yo.
But this
Stop playing
time,
around, man. Just get out.
I'm not playing around. There's something in the water.
Wow.
What do you mean?
Yeah,
There's something
I
in the
don't know.
water.
There's just something in the fucking water. Run.
yeah. Yeah.
Are you alright?
I wish they didn't do this in the trailer.
I mean, they had to give you something, and it was but you knew as soon as you were introduced to her in the movie, like, oh, you're dead. And that was
Whatever
hot.
comes,
No.
we'll face it together.
Let's go.
Impact event in
Actually, great too.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Wow.
So there you go. The trailer for
It's a good
Alien
trailer.
Romulus.
That's a good trailer.
So, while scavenging the deep ends of a derelict space station, a group of young colonists come face to face with the most terrifying life form in the universe. Starring Kaylee Spaney, David Johnson, Archie Renault, Isabella Merced, Spike Farm, Eileen Wu, and others. Because there's an actor who actually played The Offspring. Damn. That's what they call him. They call him The Offspring. So
I'm surprised that wasn't whatchamacallit from like who plays all the like weird characters and shit from the Guillermo del Toro movies. Frank, yeah, I forgot his name.
did he? I thought he passed. Maybe he didn't.
Doug Jones is not dead.
Doug Jones. I thought there was another guy that does like he was in House of a Thousand Corpses. That's who I was thinking of. Like when you guys were talking, not Doug Jones.
Oh yeah, not him.
Doug Jones. I was thinking.
And also I'll have to say there's the voice of Ian Holm. So
That's
so.
that's
Well, we're I mean, it's on the IMDb page. It's on the IMDb page. So Steve, start with you. What did you think of Alien Romulus?
I'm going to give Alien Romulus a hero, despite the final. You called him the Offspring a second ago. I don't like any of that. I didn't like the look of any of that. I thought it was dumb. I thought it looked goofy. It didn't look scary at all. Give me my xenomorph. This is trash. It looks like Slender Man with a tail.
I don't know, man. It looked creepy as fuck to me.
Didn't like it.
It looked gross.
But other than that, I guess that kind of is a little bit of a spoiler. But other than that, like, I thought the setting was great. I love that gravity stuff that they were doing. I thought the ship was creepy. Like I said, they made facehuggers more scary than they've ever been. I actually like the look of the xenomorph with like the clear, kind of weird, stretchy bits on the face. I thought it updated look. I thought it looked really good. Acting was top notch. I love the android. What was his name? Was it Andy?
Andy. Yeah.
I thought all that shit with Andy was awesome with the chips and all that stuff. Again, cool. Like going into that weird asteroid belt kind of ring, putting a timer on everything, added to the tension. I thought it was really good. I thought it was a very good little standalone little story here in the middle of all this stuff. I just really liked it. So, hero for me. Lil.
Yeah, I give it a hero as well. I was actually surprised at the acting because I didn't recognize anyone here. I mean, outside of course, Ian Holm, but I thought everybody did a great job. I was shocked when I did some research on it that this was actually made initially for streaming until the budget got a little bit more than they wanted to initially spend, but they still didn't pay a lot on it. So only $80 million to make this movie, not including marketing costs. And they didn't really market this very much, outside some trailers and some other little things here and there. Although
effective trailers.
Yeah, effective trailers. And also they were doing they had people in theaters and stuff laying on the ground with face huggers on them. So I was like, that was pretty cool. Some viral marketing with that. There's people, I guess, in New York City.
Hopefully it wasn't anatomically correct for the movie.
Yeah, I doubt it, but yeah. Yeah, I give it a hero. I liked it. I agree with Steve. I didn't love the ending, but I thought not that it wasn't scary and dumb. I just thought it was very unsettling what the end character looked like. It was
it's territory we've already tread before.
It is. It's.
But I love the ties to the original movie.
Yes, sorry. And this actually falls in line with in between 1 and 2 in the timeline.
And they explain that very clearly.
Yeah. So, John.
I'll give it a hero. It was fucking amazing. I enjoyed every single bit of it. I think the end monster looked like the half of the engineer and half alien. I thought that was cool. Because we always forget about the engineers because they were.
Oh, they didn't let you forget about them in this movie. They tied into a lot of stuff.
They did from Prometheus and everything else. They did tie it in really well, which is cool. I actually like that part. Overall, I thought everything there was some scenes that I fucking loved. I was like, oh, that's tight. I like how they did that. The face huggers, fucking dude. Creepiest part of face huggers is just the way they move. They're like spiders. So fucking gross.
Gigantic spiders
jumping when they're running and jumping at people. Well,
you've always seen that little vagina area in the middle of them, but we've never seen the big tube that comes out of there until now.
The good thing is they found a way to kind of kill them. I thought that was kind of cool. There was ways to take them out and to get past them. I thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah, added a new element there.
They did. They added a couple new elements to the shit. Overall,
they definitely did.
Yeah, the xenomorphs fucking great. They look good. They look really good. I think they made a fucking
it was a real animatronic, yeah.
They made an animatronic one look fucking amazing. I was like, damn, that shit dope. At this point, I mean, you should be able to do that anyway. The characters were really great. Dora the Explorer got it. I forgot she was Dora the Explorer, so I realized, oh shit. And then
the main character was Dora the Explorer?
No, the one that got pregnant that had the xenomorph.
She also plays Hawk Girl. She was also one of the Spider Girls in Madam Web.
Oh,
sure was. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Our main girl was in Civil War. She was our photographer girl.
Yeah, that's what I remember.
Steve, she should have played the main character in The Last of Us. That's what she should have been. But yeah, it is what it is now.
It is what it is.
Yeah, but good. Character development was okay.
That British guy, I just couldn't wait for him to die. The
British
guy. Something in the water. That guy.
Yeah.
Couldn't wait for him
to die.
He was a prick the whole movie.
I think he was from I think he was in
We'll just say he was in Attack the Block and call it a day.
Attack the Block, right? Yeah, he was.
Was he?
Yeah, I think he was.
He was in the Batman.
Was he?
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. His credits. He was in the Batman as Vandal.
Huh.
I don't know who Vandal is. He was
probably with that group in the beginning.
I thought he was in Attack the Block, but maybe he wasn't.
No, he was too young to be in Attack the Block.
Hmm.
I mean, these guys are all in their early 20s.
Yeah.
Like our main character was born in 1998. How fuck old are we? Yeah.
Oh,
time does get weird when I'm like, holy shit. These people are like, many moons ago I was your age.
But it was good though, man. I really enjoyed
music. Awesome.
Oh, music was fucking great. Fucking great.
All the sound effects, the tech was right. The look of everything in the ship, all the buttons and whirring. Like, it's this weird alternate future. Like, if suddenly in the 80s we had space travel, like, it's like that tech, you know? And it just feels so right. Like, it just feels very alien. Everyone's wearing high top Reebok sneakers. It's very alien, you know?
I didn't. The only thing I don't, and I wish I would probably watch Alien and Aliens. Does this take place in a certain area?
Yeah, it's between the two. It's between Alien and
No,
Alien.
no, like planets. Like, is this a certain planet that we know, or is this like? Was this like?
No, I think this is new.
This is just an area. This is a colonized planet that's very far away from all others. Like 9 years away from all the other systems. That's their whole goal is to get. But we should get into spoilers because I have questions about like how things get even going, like how if the rules are what the rules are, how do they even do this? And then
my issue. Well, let's get into spoilers because I got a couple questions too. So,
and I really want to talk about how they tie into the first movie because that's crazy.
Yeah, I'm very curious on that one too. But I'm gonna play the spoiler warning. So let's do that.
So first of all, they're on this planet. They have to get off of the planet, right? And their goal is like there's like this group, and they're like, "Oh, we're gonna go. We found this signal, and there's this ship orbiting our planet. We're gonna go up there and steal it." And I'm just thinking, like, how are you guys the only people that have seen this? And if you're not allowed to like leave, how are you even gonna? I mean, I guess if it takes 9 years to go, I don't really care if you go.
Well, they were taking the pods. They weren't taking the shit. They were taking the pods.
Well, they wanted the pods to survive,
so they can survive the sleep.
So they can.
But you would think that with a planet like this that's being run, you know, very tyrannically by Weyland-Yutani, that when they got up there, they would already be like crews all over that thing.
I mean, maybe they beat it before anything happened because it seemed like this happened, but it seemed like it took a long time for all this shit to happen. So that's again, yeah, I get what you're saying, Steve. Like, it don't make no sense.
Well, when they got up there, it was like 36 hours they had or some shit.
Well, that's initially they had 36 hours.
Like
until
they initially had like days, and then when they did something, they bumped it or they did some shit when they were docking.
That's why it went to like 40 minutes. They
right,
had 36 hours.
Oh, that's what it was.
Because the ship was orbiting dead. It was a dead ship up there. That's why they wanted to steal the stuff out of it. Because it was getting too close to the rings, and within 36 hours it was going to hit the rings of the planet is the planet, maybe the planet or the moon or whatever it was.
So, but Rook was in Alien,
right? But this isn't Rook.
This is just like another
version of Rook.
Yeah,
there's probably many there's
just
many
like
iPhone
Andy
15s, right?
Yeah, and he said with Andy, Andy at the time because Rook is an older model. Andy was the newer model, and he says you were the backbone. Your droids were the backbone.
I thought Andy was an older model, even than.
Well, he might have. Well, I mean,
that's how I took it. I took it that they were an older model, and he hasn't been upgraded in a while.
Maybe you're right. Maybe it was, I had flipped. I'm sorry.
So the character of Andy is an android. Andy the android.
But he's very slow.
So probably maybe even like the first. With that name, maybe even the first batch.
Yeah.
But He's slow, but only because he hasn't had he hasn't had any firmware upgrades, man. He's just like any piece of electronics. He hasn't been connected and
when
updated.
he did upgrade. He did.
Yeah, when he upgraded,
bossed.
he went boss mode. When he snapped out of it and grabbed that fucking face hugger out of midair and slammed it into the wall, I was like, let's fucking go. Let's go. I want to see him be crazy. And he wasn't, but like that was an awesome move, you know.
But the mission,
he had a couple of big moves.
Mission shit
Elevator
changed. Yeah.
stuff, too.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, his main objective is to protect this main girl. So they get onto the ship.
Because her dad found Andy in the junk heap and he rebuilt him. That's why he acted the way he did, you know, and told dad jokes.
And there's one British guy who's kind of an asshole to Andy the whole time, and it's because a droid caused a thing that killed his mom. But it was like a clerical thing. It was like he deemed it more important to shut the mine and save many more lives by killing those 3 people in there than by letting everybody die. It was a clerical decision that was made. It wasn't like the android maliciously murdered this lady. It just happened. So he's got a chip on his shoulder, which is understandable. But like at a certain point,
a robot.
It's like let's you guys are in space on a mission. Like let's fucking stay on point here. They find the pods, but they don't have enough fuel to make the jump. So they realize they have to go get more fuel. They find the fuel, but it's frozen, so they have to like heat up this thing so they can get the fuel rods out, which warms up all the eggs of. Apparently, the ship has thousands of face huggers on these little egg sacs.
Like,
and they
do
all
they understand. Like, I mean, it's like they just don't.
Well,
learn
the kids
that.
didn't. The
They
kids,
didn't know.
I mean, but you saw in the beginning. So the beginning before
No, it's
we meet
Wayland,
our,
Wayland industry they just are trying.
they
to
don't
figure
care.
out all this
Wayland-
dumb shit.
yeah. We see what they're trying to do on this ship. What
But it
happened?
didn't
is
even
they're trying
work.
to- well, they didn't know that.
Yeah, they did. They did know it. They still produced the shit, and they still end up dying anyway. Motherfucker, destroy that shit.
But this is before they even have all the alien knowledge. Like this.
Yeah,
is,
this is
a
before
prequel, mainly.
Aliens. You know, Commander Hicks might be a baby.
Yeah, but
at
it's
this
not before
point.
Alien.
Yeah, but they
not
didn't
fine.
know. But they
Alien was
only
the
knew
first
a little
time they
bit.
encountered anything like that. And
No,
so
it wasn't, because they had Prometheus too. Motherfucker, like, listen, Wayland Industries, and they dumb as shit.
that's true. They had
Well,
Alien
right.
Covenant.
Yeah, come on, y'all. Like, come on. They got this 3.
Yeah, but those are retcons. God damn it, it's all confusing.
Yeah,
But
this is-
but the alien in this, so at the very beginning, there's shit brings in that big black rock out of space. You're like, what the fuck is that? And then it turns out, you know what that big black rock was? It was the fucking xenomorph from the first Alien movie that Sigourney Weaver shot into fucking space. And guess what happens when aliens go into space? They don't die. They just cocoon up into a big rock and wait for some poor bastard to come snatch them up so they can kill him. So he thaws out in the ship, murders everybody except for some last few space.
No. He didn't fall out in the ship.
They cut him
did.
open.
No, they took out the fucking whatever. They drained the shit. They put it
Oh,
into
the
another
juice.
species.
They put it into the juice.
Yeah,
Got
and
the
that
black
species
life
fucking turned that
juice.
fucking rat into a goddamn fucking egg, hibernated out, and fucking ripped that shit
But
apart.
the alien was like hanging on the rafters, like, and it bled through the floor. And it said like
because
no
they killed
la-
everybody else because they killed everybody else in the goddamn ship.
But like, how did the alien go from a rock to back to alien form and hanging from the rafters? Like,
It
it
didn't
came
go
back to life.
the rock. No, it fucking they killed everybody else, and the fucking aliens came out of everybody else. Because remember, they went in there and
They
there
were
were
hatching.
aliens in it. Yeah,
Yeah,
they were
they were-
hatching.
They were
Yeah,
hatching and all the rest.
all
of
those
the crew
goddamn
were
dead
murdered.
bodies. Did you see? Wait, first of all, in the beginning, did
Oh,
you see all them people?
Well, yeah, and then they're down they're all fucking cocooned up down at the
Yeah,
bottom
they're
still.
all fucking dead. That's where all the aliens come
Man,
from.
you see a whole gigantic.
There's a hive down there. There's a hive down there.
He said he could tell when you're alive because there's no face hugger down on the bottom dead.
I gotta call Lino out though because I saw the movie with him when they come across Rook and they activate this thing and he comes fucking screaming to life. That got my boy. It got him. It got him good.
Alex didn't even jump. I took Alex with me. He did not jump. He just thought that the end was just a bit nasty. He's still disturbed by our final boss.
Well, like I got disturbed by mostly just the face huggers in just watching.
agree.
Like
They're just
I always
they're
thought that's
weak.
what they did. but now I know that's what they do.
And
like
just sitting there just waiting for you to fucking move.
Well,
like this anything.
This whole movie is a bunch of angry vaginas murdering everyone because that's what the face huggers look like on the inside. That giant cocoon where the
that's the
alien
other
was
thing.
growing
We've always
was a
seen
giant vagina,
the chest,
and then
right? We always see the chest burster, right, come out, and then like it's this little white alien that runs away, and then the next thing we know, it's this giant black xenomorph, and you're like, okay, how did it go from there to there?
Yeah, them motherfuckers grow fast.
You know what they do?
They hibernate.
Shed that little skin, and they crawl up on a wall and turn into a big, giant vagina, and then they pop out of that motherfucker as a big xenomorph, and that was like, I'm like, God damn, you're really pushing it. Like, I know what that is. We all know what that is. And then that one face hugger that jumped at the window and like his little dick popped out and was like pop, 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 touching the window. It's like, dude.
So good.
And then when it gets on the Asian chick, wraps her up, you know, it's on her face, and it's like
that was tight.
It's like it's doing its sides like this, and her stomach's going in at the same time. And I was like,
fucking breathing.
That's what he said, but you know what?
Breathing on her ass. I'm like,
oh
shit.
It looked like it was fucking that chick. That's what it did. It looked like it just looked like it was just giving it to her.
Yeah,
like I know it was breathing, but like I'm just like,
it was breathing too, though. You think about it, it was breathing.
It was disgusting. It was, but it was awesome. Almost like it reminded me kind of like Jurassic Park, when they're like, all right, we have to raise the temperature of the room to be the same temperature as our bodies, so that because the face huggers go off of body heat and noise.
Listen, I'm gonna be honest with you. Those face huggers ain't fucking hard to fucking kill, and they ain't fucking hard to fucking beat either.
Yeah, the British dude was knocking them into the fucking wall.
Yeah, they fucking jump, motherfucker. You hit that motherfucker. Like,
I mean, really, just as long as you have the helmet, you're solid, right?
Yeah. Like, and do they have acid?
Well,
I don't know. Do they have?
Yeah,
acid?
They have acid blood.
Yeah,
they have acid blood because I'm going back to another movie, Alien versus Predator. The Predator breaks off the alien leg and uses it to carve the symbols into his helmet, and it's got the alien acid blood.
Okay.
In the face hugger.
Yeah.
That's trouble, man. Especially if you ain't got no blasters.
The other thing in this movie that was crazy was this weird thing that the ship does, where this like has this gravity fucking glitch where like you start floating for a little bit and then it comes back, and then you start floating for a little bit and it comes back.
That shit was awesome though, dog.
When she's murdering alien xenomorphs and the fucking blood, the acid blood is floating through the sky, and like
the blaster was fucking dope too, Steve. That shit said automatic.
The auto aim. If you should like hold the trigger halfway and aim it at something, and it'll follow it, and like it auto aims, it's aim assist. I'm like,
I was like, what video game? What fucking? I want to get back on Aliens versus fucking. I want to get back on Aliens and play that shit again, dog.
That shit looked tight.
That shit was tight, yo.
When she was going at that big bunch of fucking acid blood, and she like shot the gun to move her trajectory out of the way.
That shit was
tough.
That shit was tough. That shit was tough.
No, I did like that. I was waiting for kind of like you said, like all that dropping and just like taking out the entire ship.
Yo, but when they were in the elevator thing, and the sound was like that gravity was gonna come back, I was like, oh shit, because I had forgot at that point almost that it was gonna come back. I was like, no, you gotta get to the wall. Get to the wall.
Get there, and you got him. Just drop the fucking elevator on the motherfuckers now. Boom, and that bitch came down. I was like, yeah, that shit was tough. But then the other motherfucker came out and was like, ha ha, bitch. Yeah, it was dope though when he caught her though. I was like, oh, well, so was he a good guy now? I was like, no, he ain't a good guy. Yo, but the one part that fucked me up was the part where the one boy who was there and he had the blaster, but then the motherfucking shit grabbed him and his back went through his fucking chest and pulled him up. And then he turned around, looked at all the motherfuckers coming. I thought he was gonna light something. I thought he was gonna light this shit up.
No, he just died.
He had no time.
Just died.
He had no time. Right to the fucking eye. I was like, damn.
That was the face out of the mouth again with the xenomorphs looked great. They did look top notch.
And that's what I liked about this a lot, because it's they kept to H.R. Geiger's or Giger's or whatever you want to call him, like his design
very much
for all these things.
Like, you have
to.
Yeah, you have to. You can't.
Right,
But they've
but we've
strayed
seen
away.
them-
They
yeah,
strayed
we've
away in
seen it
Alien
stray away.
Covenant. They strayed away
Yeah.
in Prometheus. They strayed away in all of these things.
They didn't though. They still had that design. The
They
fucking
did to it.
engineer design of that ship.
You know what
part
it is,
was
Sean?
bad.
It's you know what it is in those two movies. Everything felt too shiny and new.
I was about to say it was too clean.
It's
This
the,
felt dirty again.
It's the dirty, like like in Alien, you feel like you're kind of in the day in the life of space truckers. Everything's grimy. It's got like a level of grease. It's very Prometheus and Alien Covenant. It's like scientific. Everything's shiny and it has this real sheen on everything.
The white, the white sets and everything. Whereas everything was illuminated and bright. That's what it was. Here, everything was in dark and shadow.
Sean, you're right though with the H.R. Geiger stuff, the engineers and all that, all their body armor and all that stuff, all very much still in line with everything. The aliens that are in there very much in line with all that stuff. It's just the surrounding stuff, right? You put those same designs in a shiny new movie, it feels weird when you put it into like a dingy, dirty movie. Like it just has a different feel, I think.
Yeah,
because I felt like this did not have the H.R. Geiger look at all. I felt like it didn't have.
They
I felt it was gritty and dirty, but it didn't have the designs.
The vaginas everywhere.
Well,
all Geiger.
It did down in the hive, but it wasn't. You weren't
hive
like
didn't look like a hive, though.
But you weren't in like an alien planet. There was no queen here, so it wasn't really hived out. You didn't get that queen alien.
True.
This is just a bunch of workers that didn't have like a fucking task at hand. They're just like, I don't know what we're supposed to do. They're just building fucking weird vaginas everywhere.
I really, because it was funny because me and Alex, when we walked out of here, we were both like, this would be an insane like horror, like because we were talking about Halloween Horror Nights.
Could you imagine you're crawling through a thing?
You're crawling, you're just walking through the freaking hive. Like
no, like you have to crawl through like a tunnel, right? But it's like above you is like a screen, like a LED screen, and it's like the fucking face huggers like crawling above you, and you're just like, fuck, I gotta get out of here.
All this is a fucking hand, and all you gotta do is be like, get somebody to do that shit, and just like come out and like mess around.
Have them swinging across right as they're jumping, like you can see them.
That little dick comes out and like smacks them.
Now you touching people. See, now you can't do that. That's too much.
Can't touch them.
But in Aliens Haunted Horror, that would be dope. That'd be dope.
So Hawk Girl, Dora Explorer herself, finds this life juice, and she thinks she's gonna die, and she's worried because she's pregnant because she got cut up by aliens. So she's like, "Fuck!" So she stabs her neck with the life juice. Not a good idea. This is the same black juice that really fucked things up in Prometheus.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, David put a little dot in that dude's drink, and that fucked everything up. And she put a whole ass like, I was like, oh my God. And she immediately gives birth to a giant baby monster thing.
20-foot tall. It was gigantic.
That baby was small and got big fast.
Human alien hybrid that was uncanny.
I needed something better with the face. Like the uncanny, like I needed something more not as human.
You saw the egg come out and like the baby it was.
I don't understand why she just ain't just smashed that bitch. I'd have been like,
well, she tried. She went back. Yeah. She went to get something.
Go watch Immaculate. She would have handled shit.
That is true.
Yeah, man, I would have threw that motherfucker out the fucking window. Threw that shit against the wall.
And that scene where she's laying there, and like he comes up to her and he's like smelling her because he knows it's his mom. But then like you cut back,
and he's eating her.
He's eating her. Oh, it's like
gross. So gross. I think it had a mouth, didn't it?
It had so its tongue had that little extra mouth.
I think it was disgusting. That dude was disgusting. That dude was gross.
I agree.
But they did the same thing in Alien Resurrections. At the end, they did the weird human alien hybrid thing.
Mommy.
They did the same thing.
It was giving birth. Yeah, it was a birth. Oh man, when she ripped the umbilical cord too. Oh.
Man, shit, you gotta get that motherfucker out of you. Shit, you gotta do what you gotta do. Shit.
Nasty. But then
how did she get rid of him? Did she shoot him out the airlock?
Yeah, I don't understand why Andy just ain't fucking smashed that motherfucker, man. Like he's a robot.
Oh no, she was like, she did that spacewalk. She launched him out and then she was crawling back. oof, and then he comes back.
Yeah.
Just weird. that got
She dropped the whole thing on top of.
There
him
was a
to
group to
stop.
my right that got all three of them. So, oh shit!
Die, motherfucker. Boo. She dropped that bitch. That whole thing just came down falling.
Yeah, the whole like whatever load, and then she's going to the planet, going in a cryo sleep and going to the planet.
What planet she going to?
That Yarvin.
How does she
Whatever.
go aliens on that motherfucker? That's a crazy.
Well,
part.
she don't know. They'll be, but that's what they've been sold, that this is this is like the new Earth type planet. Like, this is like, you know, a planet where everything is peaceful, and so who knows what they still have on that ship. That's
You think
going
this will get a sequel?
It's made enough money already. That's probably
she's
good.
By herself, and Andy's on the ship with her to watch over stuff.
I fuck with Andy though. I like.
Well,
him.
she put him in one of the cryo things because he was all messed up.
He was fucked up. Remember?
Oh, that's right.
They're just gonna go sleep, and because remember they said that planet that the androids are illegal, and she said I'll just deal with it when we get there. So because 9 years from now, who knows? Who knows what that planet's gonna look like? She's gonna wake up to aliens everywhere.
I wouldn't want to get into any of that cryo shit, dog.
But that's what
motherfuckers out there.
You know what?
Normal for them.
I would, because look,
look,
at this point, like at that point though, it's like, look, I don't care. Like I'm gonna go sleep, and if I blow up, I just won't wake up. That's fine. At least we'll just see what happens.
Nigga, I'd have been building that robot back. I'd have been like, listen, nigga, you gotta sit here, you gotta watch what's going on, motherfucker. And don't be pulling that Wayland Industry shit on me either, dog. Like,
you know what?
She took out that ship from him, so he wouldn't.
We're also
thank God, because that motherfucker would turned into Magneto shit.
We're in 2024. We still haven't quite gotten the CGI person all the way down, because while the uncanny, it did look like Ian Holm. There was a very strong uncanny valley, but he's supposed to be an android, so I didn't care that it didn't look real. It was fine.
Right. Well, I mean, it was an android that got like messed up with acid and stuff, so like you could tell like the skin should have not been perfect.
No, it worked, but it was obvious CGI.
Oh yeah,
but it worked.
Because this movie was voice.
This movie is fucking awesome. I just didn't like the monster at the end. Other than that, fucking awesome.
I thought it was cool shit. I love this shit. I thought it was dope as a motherfucker, dog.
And we are getting a sequel series. I don't know if it's a sequel, but Alien Earth. Yeah, coming to FX. So I'm curious what the hell.
And that's the Noah Hawley, the guy that did Fargo and stuff. So that should be something interesting. I would rank
Xenomorphs running around right now. Could you imagine that? It's like today. And
well, then none of these movies would make any sense.
Them niggas would have got lit.
None of these movies would make.
I'd have lit them motherfuckers up.
None of these movies would make any sense because we would know what they are.
Right to the head, headshots all day.
You would have been overtaken by all. How many of those face huggers are coming at you? You think you would take out hundreds of them at once?
No,
I ain't going out like no bitch.
You'd be getting face fucked by one of those things in no time.
Fuck you! I'm not going to sleep. Nigga, that bullshit. Ain't none of that.
COVID mask ain't gonna help you.
That coming in my mouth. I'll cover my mouth.
15 minutes.
I'll cover my mouth.
I'm sure that'll be enough. You're a strong-handed individual. But you're right though. It doesn't make sense that people don't know anything about them because like they popped up in Alien versus Predator in the 2000s. They were all over Earth, which also showed that they were on Earth many times throughout millennia. And then in Alien versus Predator Requiem, they took over a whole fucking town. The military showed up.
Well, maybe that's the thing, right? Maybe like we find out that like Wayland knew this whole time, and that's why they had all.
Everybody knew.
Well,
it was on the news.
But that's why they had these missions to do all this stuff, right? Like that's why they set this up. That's why he wanted to go out there.
I think we have to take the Alien versus Predator stuff out of the canon of the Alien universe. I don't think it can count because it messes with the continuity too much.
Probably.
I would rank this behind Aliens. I would go Aliens, Alien Romulus, and then I'd probably go Prometheus, Covenant, Alien 3. And I might be flip-flopping Prometheus and Covenant back and forth because Covenant does have some sweet ass xenomorph shit, and Prometheus has none. They just have that weird kind of proto xenomorph at the end.
Yeah, I kind of think Prometheus is my least favorite.
More, you think you don't like Prometheus more than Alien 3? At least Prometheus has special effects. Alien 3 is like, but then again, I haven't watched Alien 3 in a minute, and that might have some nice classic horror stuff being on.
That's what kind of, you know. I mean,
Alien 4 Resurrection is
okay. You know what?
Oh, Sean, I didn't even talk about it because I forgot. That one is definitely the worst.
That's
out of all
definitely
of them.
last. You're right, Sean.
Sigourney Weaver playing
liar.
basketball. That weird, the weird wheelchair guy, and Ron Perlman, and the guy from The Crow.
Yeah, that was trash.
Alien 4 is the worst.
That is a terrible.
I'm with you. I'm with you, Steve. I mean, at least for the top 3, I think this is right there after Aliens. This is right there. The other ones, I don't know. The guy can go all over the place. I'd probably have to watch them again. It's been so long since I've even.
I want to see some.
I only saw Prometheus that one time. After that, I was just like, I don't want to watch this anymore.
I never watched. I only watched it probably once or twice.
Did you hear? Do you remember when Neil Blomkamp was?
Steve, I don't want to go down this road. You know how I feel about this.
When Neil Blomkamp was going to make the real Alien 3.
Fucking Ridley Scott fucked that all up for us.
You had fucking Michael Biehn with a fucked up face. Oh my god! And they just aged everybody up because they were in cryosleep, so they were just naturally this old. Like Newt was an adult because
Ridley Scott is
like,
fucking. He be dancing around real good shit. I don't understand why. I'm glad that somebody else made this shit and not Ridley Scott made this. Like now it's like, okay, now we can get on some new directors.
Well, I mean, Fede Alvarez, like I had high hopes because I loved his Evil Dead and I really liked Don't Breathe. So like I was ready for this. And I think he did a stand-up job.
He brought the horror element back to the series. The series, I think, to me, it felt like it went away from that horror element.
Bring the horror element back. So I'm joking. It's like you said,
vaginas everywhere. Steve, you're on mute.
It's almost like science action they turned it into.
Exactly. That's what it was. More of the sci-fi, less of the horror.
Let me ask you a question though. Does all alien movies have to have the woman hero?
Yes.
Okay.
A man can be in there, but he has to be second. Hicks was very much Ripley's wingman.
Mm-hmm.
But it always requires. I mean, that's why in Prometheus, Noomi Rapace. Who did you have in Covenant? I mean, who was in Covenant?
The chick from damn, what's her damn name? Oh, I forgot her damn name. I got it.
But most horror movies have the final girl. I mean, that's the trope, right?
I guess she's smarter, and she's always the smarter one. She's always the one that
Catherine Waterston.
That looks like she's not a threat, but yeah, Danny McBride, fucking guy. So, but
Tennessee.
I think that is a staple for Alien, Sean. I think that's 100%. Even in Alien versus Predator, both of those movies, main character was female in both of those.
Lathan and Alien vs Predator. Who was that?
Requiem. There was like this. There was multiple main characters. There was a main character guy, his brother, but then there was that military chick who had just come home from the military, and like the alien would like come through her house, and like fucking, she was the one that manned the minigun at the end.
I don't even remember Requiem. I don't think I watched that one.
No.
Where
the aliens are like attacking the teenagers in the high school swimming pool.
Never watched that one. Never fucking.
The one that has, because remember at the end of Alien versus Predator, the fucking chest burster comes out of the Predator's chest. The Predator alien, right? At the end of first Alien versus Predator.
Yeah.
This movie opens with that scene, and then that alien fucking wrecks that Predator ship. It crashes back to Earth, and all kinds of shit happens.
I've only seen one Alien vs Predator, and that was the one with Sanaa Lathan. That was the only one I've seen.
Requiem. The problem with Requiem is it's really dark and hard to see, but the story is it's pretty cool. It's basically just that ship crashes, a bunch of aliens fucking happen, and then a whole bunch of predators come down to stop that shit, and like the military gets involved, and it's pretty crazy. But it's also not very good.
No, it wasn't very good. I saw it once and have not revisited. A lot of these sequels I have not revisited. to go back to 1 and 2 for the most part.
Yeah, but we have to go back because I go back to movies that I used to love and realize, oh man, it's not very good. And then I'll go back to things that I didn't like or I thought I didn't like, and I'm like, man, this is real. What was wrong with me? How did I like this movie? This is great. Like, I got to go back and check.
I think I'm pretty solid on not liking anything after 1 and 2 as much. I mean, maybe
I haven't seen Alien 3 in probably 20 years.
Alien 3 was okay.
Oh yeah, I like Alien 3. I just didn't like the vision part of it. Like it was like through all that red bullshit. It was like it's all this red shit. It was weird.
Yeah, it was that weird prison planet where everything was on fire, and so everything had that red hue, and it made the worst movie mistake. I was 12 years old putting that movie in for the first time, and I had just coming down off the high of Aliens, slapped that tape in the VCR push play, and the first thing it says is Newton and Hicks are dead, and I'm like, fuck this movie.
Yeah. No, I agree. I did not
Fuck
like
this
that
movie. There's an audiobook out there that is it's the Noah Hawley story in audiobook. And it's out there with full actors and all that. Michael Biehn is back as Hicks.
I'll have to check that out.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think that's it for Alien Romulus. So let us know what you thought. You got a superhero from us. So thank you guys for listening. Thank you for your support. This is Lil.
This is Sean.
And this is Steven. Until next time, everybody, keep it geeky.